What an ugly scorecard this is so far, Karen, for Nelly.
Well, something you wouldn't really expect. I mean, the first hole with a double bogey, it can happen. It's a tricky hole, but I'm not really sure we were expecting what happened after that. But she seems to have settled down these past couple of holes.
Off to a tough start. Bogey, double, then followed it up with wonderful.
Now Nelly.
I mean, this is a perfect spot for Nelly, 115, so she can dial up this distance. There's a little bit of helping from the left here with the wind. Letting the wind take it to the right. It's a good-looking shot if it's the right club.
Stop.
Maybe this is just what Nelly needs. Get this one. She missed a putt of a similar length already on the 4th hole. It's not going to be quite as easy out there this afternoon as it was this morning.
Now Nelly for birdie.
Yeah, you putt.
Much needed. Leona Maguire missed her attempt for birdie, so look at the start. Double, bogey, bogey. She said this.
This wind is quite tricky on this hole in particular. It should be downwind.
You're coming down, Nelly, on that guy, kind of just in the white shirt there.
But we're getting gusts from the right as well.
I think it's 90% full. You see that, like, kind of that lady in the small white hat there? Just on the green surface. No, starting there and then basically half a step right. It's perfect.
So this is what we see quite a lot from Nelly. This is an A-time, is that she's playing a 90% shot. And you'll hear her talk about 90%, 80% shots. Like, she rarely goes full out. And this one is very high in the air. It's trying to take that wind to the left.
Especially as it's windy, Karen, you definitely want to try and take a little bit off. You should hit a few more controlled shots. Didn't quite get enough out of that one. That hole on 15.
All right, Nelly Korda and Brooke Henderson with eagle attempts. Nelly first.
And this one's a bit downhill. And from this angle, it looks like it should move to the right. I think this would be a nice little bounce back for Nelly, and I just think she needs something to jumpstart her round, get the excitement going. It's been rough sledding so far today for her.
Oh, she had the line there, Karen, right on line. Should be an easy birdie.
You referenced, Morgan, what she said earlier. She was proud of her fight. That 10 that she made at the 12th hole Thursday, it was her 3rd hole of the U.S. Open.
And it's just always funny. Same with Nelly here, Karen, to come back to a course that you've had so much success.
I agree. And I think for Nelly, you know, the reason why she likes this course is those par 5s. She can attack the par 5s, take advantage of them. It requires some good ball striking, and we know that's what Nelly is very capable of. And you're right, it is very good to come back to a course that is familiar. This is not very good. This is going to go left quick.
Man, that was one of the things that really plagued her at the Open, was her driving, just not able to get the ball in play off the tee, and really was fighting from there.
She'll need that same fight that she was proud of.
A little bit ahead of it, trying to trap it.
How about Nelly's second?
This is a wedge, and she has 121 to the front, 148 hole, and she caught that really nicely out of a very thick lie.
Oh, what a recovery. That's been some of the best shot making we've seen from this group.
Man,
This is a school. A lot of girls are leaving in the fall for the LPGA school tour, and I want to get them to commit. And so Workday has been great with me. We give them a stipend to start their LPGA career. They get it right into stage 2. They get a sponsor invite to Portland, and then again, they get 2 wonderful days with me. So I mean, how can you beat that?
I mean, One day is enough. But two. So yeah, so we'll see how she does on the Epson Tour, and you know, she'll get likely some sponsor exemptions on the LPGA Tour as well. Phenomenal player, and she leaves amateur golf as the #1 ranked amateur.
Yeah, you know, I think it's good for a lot of these gals to play the Epson Tour.
Just try to hit at the wide part of the fairway. Pick a target and try and narrow in your focus.
And I think Nelly's found, sorry, Grant, I think Nelly's found a patch of grass that's been over-fertilized because it's as thick as I've seen. So having to work really hard from here.
Bit of a club twirl. Looks like she guessed very well there, Karen. Good distance.
Tough start for Nelly, double bogey.
Only the 6th birdie of the day on that hole.
At 11, Nelly.
Also with the 7, just trying to keep this one a little bit lower, though. You want it to kind of fight through that wind. Don't want to get this one too high. Oh, this one's drawing too much.
Took last week off after missing the cut at the U.S. Women's Open, but as you look at the race to the CME Globe, it's just a reminder, Morgan, of what Nelly has done this season. 6 wins and 9 starts. It's
just been an incredible season for Nelly. A dream, just an absolute dream-like season. And yes, it's not been perfect. I like what she kind of said. I was interested in her quote. She said, "I love when this game humbles me." I don't know if anybody really loves when this game humbles them, because could be.
This was a moment ago, Nelly second at 11.
Even though there's not a huge amount of green to use, it is back into the wind.
So Nelly with this for her par. Karen coming back after a week off, and of course it was a weekend off at Lancaster for Nelly. How surprised are you?
I'm not really that surprised. I mean, obviously you don't expect Nelly to start double bogey, bogey, bogey. I would say that Nelly does have a tendency of starting just a bit slower than a lot of players out here, and we've seen her come back from slow starts before. I think for her it's important just to try and get this one as close to even par as she can, and that's not going to help. There's always this element of, you know, when you just take 1 week off, you want to use it to get some rest and to recuperate, but it really doesn't feel like you get much time because you have to start practicing to get ready for your game.
Just was on that left edge the whole way. Just not dialed in here today, or swings a little bit off. Hasn't really made any putts to speak of.
On the tee at the 12th, Nelly 4 over.
Eyeing that as it was a little bit close to the left, but that'll be just fine now. Front left hole location.
Now Nelly.
Nelly's got a sandwich, 97 yards. And she's got a very flat lie. Maybe even just a hint of a downslope. If there is, it's not much. But back into the wind, that's what you want. Should spin.
Yeah, Nelly not going for the controlled shot, going for the big, high, full finish, and got too much spin on that.
Just a moment ago with the 12th, Nelly chipping.
And pretty straightforward off a little upslope.
Yeah, that is her absolute bread and butter. Beautiful shot there again.
River, the tee box is on. It's up front here today. Might move it back across the bridge of South.
The other thing too, when you look at this side, but with the wind kind of off the left and helping, I think that it's going to push it more towards the hole, helps players get closer to the hole.
Right.
55 deal with this.
Nelly next.
Players sort of favouring the left side of this tee just to try and create as much angle as they can to that right flag. This one working on the fade as well.
Yeah, I like that, Karen, setting up on the left side of the tee there to give a little bit of a better angle. You know, you might not think that makes a big difference. It's only, what, about 6 paces wide, the tee box. Easiest hole on the golf course, that 14th. You can't be giving shots back to the fields.
All right, Nelly is only ahead of 5 players of the 144 in the field. This for birdie.
Yeah, this is at this point though. Don't fall asleep on Nelly making a couple of birdies coming in and then going deep tomorrow morning. But things have to start clicking with this. Yeah, I was going to say things have to start clicking with this club, right?
Yeah, the putts have to start falling. It's just she's not seeing the line quite as well as we've certainly seen her most of this season, which is require precision off the tee. She loves that club.
Now Nelly.
You know, Nelly, not quite as accurate with her driver as she'd been in previous years, but she makes up for it in other areas so far this season on tour. Obviously with the victories, you can tell that.
Grace Kim drops a shot. Nelly with those ropes and stakes moved. Safely clear of her. She's got a second shot here. And Karen, what do you think?
Well, I think Nelly's got potential to get there. She's got 226 to the front. It is heavily sort of into her sort of feeling with that wind right now. It feels like it's just funneling down this par 5 into the player's face. So I would imagine 226 more playing like 236 right now, which Nelly is more than capable of getting, especially from the rough. I mean, this should get some tumble on it once it hits the ground. She's found a very dry patch of grass, an area that hasn't been hit by the sprinklers, and it's been quite dry up here in Michigan these past few weeks.
Play it down, and we hit the 7 wood. We just commit to that. That throws me into left to right when I just do that grass.
Sounded like Jason said hit the 7 wood there, Karen.
Won't be at all surprised. I mean, it's probably good from here in terms of getting it to jump out that lie. I mean, she can get this thing to go quite far. I think maybe the 3 wood might even feel like it's too hot coming out of this lie. She knows it's going to tumble. Although that was pretty low for the 7 wood. Maybe that's what she was trying. Keep it low.
Is it going to get quite enough to crest that tail the front of the green? Doesn't look like it, but that leaves in a good spot. Chipping up the hill. Got to chip up over a little ridge.
All right, world number 1, Nelly Korda. Winner here back in 2021. Not having the kind of start to her Meijer LPGA Classic that she would have expected. Only once has she ever not shot par or better here. That was the very first time she played it. And she's up around the green in 2 here at the par 5 14th. Karen Stupples out there.
And Leanne Maguire has just marked her ball. And Leanne's got a part of about 20 feet for hers, and this chip is going to run away a bit.
And now Nelly for birdie at 14.
And one of the biggest differences in Nelly this year is that her putts per green regulation has gone down 1.74 from 1.77 as a career average. that it roughly equates the amount of greens that she hits to being about 2 shots every tournament she's saving because of her putting. And she's just not finding it yet out here at Blythefield Country Club.
And she just doesn't seem, Karen, like she's seeing the lines very well. Putts are coming up a little bit short, a little bit tentative, not quite confident.
And now Nelly.
I think for Nelly Morgan, just trying to find a little bit of rhythm. I think that's the only thing really that's been missing from these, from the full swing shots that she's been swinging. This is a 9-iron. And this is drawing towards the hole.
And there, yet another example, landing just about flag high and not able to get it to stop, even as high as Nelly hits her irons.
Round 1 continues from Michigan. See if Nelly can get one to drop here at the 15th for birdie.
This one's going to go a little bit left.
It's been
Took a
slightly
couple of little
slower
hops,
than
Morgan.
Yeah, that just got away from her on the low end right away. It's been a little slower, I was going to say, than some people have thought it would be today. In the reflection that we don't have anybody taking advantage of the scoring conditions that the morning wave had. But these players will have a morning tomorrow where they should have some calmer conditions, an opportunity to move their way up the leaderboard before the afternoon wave tees off.
It immediately puts them under a lot more pressure, though, because they know they have to do it. I mean, in Nelly's case, you know, just making the cut will become an important issue for her.
Missed the cut at the U.S. Open at Olympic Club in 2021. And here is Nelly at 16.
And also, no need for a driver for Nelly here, being downwind. This hole's a massive dogleg to the left and up the hill, but the fairway does kick down to the right. So a little draw up. This one would be ideal. Oh, and this is
Scoreboard in the
lovely
distance.
tee shot.
Good target. Does sit at just a slight angle, making it a touch awkward there. Off that. It's a good spot to putt from here on 16.
Now
No,
Nelly.
You very much have to rely on what the gallery around the green is doing. If they give you a good round of applause and you know it's fairly decent, but with the direction the wind is blowing, I'm not even sure they can hear the applause from where they are today. This is aggressive.
Oh, goodness.
That settles down in the
it can't be
rough
short.
beyond
I
the
mean, if anything,
green.
it's long.
Now, the opposite.
How about the third for Nelly Korda at 16, Karen?
Well, she's found a really thick lie back here, downhill to the hole.
Oh, wow.
That was a really nice shot. We're near in her way.
Yeah, I think just on the edge is perfect.
Nelly for par.
And this is an important one, I think, for Nelly. It's not easy. I mean, it is downhill and back into the wind. And I think, I don't know. I don't know if I see much in this one, to be honest. So just you've got to try and be aggressive, even though you know it's going to be a little quick down that hill.
Just a shocker. 32 putts through 16 holes now for Nelly Korda. She's going to drop to 5 over par. She's ahead of only one player. And this is a player #1 in the world by a mile. She is twice as far ahead in the Rolex rankings as Lilia Vu, who's back